There, United have just banged one in the back of the net as we were about to go live here on the live stream. It's Jesse Lingard with a great finish. Fair play to the little pigeon-faced toad. he's done well there. Lovely little flick. Who put the flick in there to feed him in? Brilliant bit of play.
It wasn't that McTominay, was it?
No, I didn't see who it was there because we're watching a stream which looks like something from the 1980s. But great finish by Jesse Lingard there.
Nothing the keeper could do there.
Bent around the keeper, bottom right-hand corner. Very good finish from him, giving him a lot of stick for the last game, which was a shocking performance by him.
Mourinho's been putting his faith in him.
Sandeep Barrage has commented, "Hiya there, Sandeep." He says, "Rashford, lovely flick." It was Rashford who's put the lovely flick in.
Thank you to that
Sandeep.
Sandeep.
Legend. Just Steve comments, "Hey Pig, get in, 1-0. Come on, my son. Goal time, 20 minutes 34. Just to let you know, here I am with Henry Hotspur, in case you didn't realise.
Hello, good evening.
He's a Spurs friend of mine. He's here to watch the game tonight. Just have a chill, have a beer. You know, I've got me Scrumpy Jack on the go here.
Bottle of Bière d'Or.
Mate, don't hate on the Bière d'Or.
No, it's
That's
good.
a lovely little tasty,
decent cheap
blonde
French
beer,
lager,
isn't it? Yeah, you know that.
But no, I mean, Jose's been putting his faith in Lingard. I think Lingard started the last couple of games. Obviously, he started against Huddersfield, I believe.
When
he didn't have the best of results, and he doesn't always start, and he's still put his faith in him this evening and rewarded you with a goal.
Fair play to him. He does pop up every now and then and do something
again,
decent.
On the attack, key there, putting things away, looking after Swansea.
Yeah, of course, some changes tonight being the Carabao Cup. Have you ever had a can of Carabao?
I have not.
No.
I've had a bar of Caramac. Do you like that?
Love them,
That's
love
some
them.
good shit,
Oh yeah, you don't have to tell me about them. I'm all over them. But Carabao, I have no idea what that is. I've never had one. It's probably like a Red Bull. I think somebody said it's like a Red Bull. There you go. You learn something new every day.
It sounds like a female private part.
It's actually like
is it a Carabao?
Carabao.
A Carabao. Oh no, that sounds more like, you know.
Or a caribou, it might
Like a
even
disorder.
be pronounced. It's like an animal.
Oh, okay.
Like a pig.
Very nice.
Hey,
a flying pig.
Everybody. Oh, by the way, yeah, check this out. Check out my hairdo. I've gone for the full-on Phil Mitchell.
Yeah, you've gone back to what you originally had about a decade ago.
I know, yeah. To the sort of teenage pikey look.
Yeah, but you weren't a teenager a decade ago. You're getting old, son. You're getting old.
Mate, you need to calm down there. Oh, no. But anyway, if you're joining me right now, there's 20 people in here already. That's pretty awesome. Thank you very much for tuning in. Do me a favour, chuck a like on this video. If you could give it a share on social media, that'd be much appreciated.
I thought it was a good time for me to make a reappearance on the Flying Pig show. Obviously with Tottenham Hotspur, neck and neck now with Manchester United, both on the 20 points, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. With a big game on Saturday.
So in the game coming up, which we're going to be doing a live cast on as well. So yeah, lots to talk about. Obviously, we're not going to take too much of the attention away from this evening's gig, which is obviously Swansea at home to Manchester United.
This evening's proceedings.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I do like Clement. But
no, let's have I'm bang up for having a chat about this Spurs game though. Little preview, isn't it? Get the juices flowing. I mean, it's a tough one because Spurs just look brilliant now.
Absolutely flying, aren't we? We've got all cylinders going.
You really do. I mean, they did to Liverpool what we should have tried to do to Liverpool. Whether or not we would have been able to do that, I don't know. But if you don't go for it, then you're not going to tear teams apart. And United, when we went to Anfield, we just sat back and defended and were content to get that point, which is all well and good. But then you've got to go to Huddersfield and you have to win. You've got to win. If you're going to go to places like Liverpool and try and draw, then you must win the games you should win, and we didn't do that. So,
but the question is, if the game was at Old Trafford, would it have been different? Would it have been different tactically by Jose Mourinho?
Well, there you go. I'd like to think so, but with Jose, probably not.
But do you think it's a mistake by managers these days, perhaps, to put too much emphasis on the fact that it's a home or away game, and why play games differently? If you look at Tottenham Hotspur, for example, this season, I don't think they've played too differently, home or away. I know Wembley's not a real home for them at the moment, but I don't think there's the that factor of they've played better away from home. So why go for the point when Manchester City are just ripping everybody to shreds? yes, you can try to win a league, I guess, if everyone else is doing a bit shit and Jose Mourinho's doing what he's always done and getting the points away from home against the top teams, but winning everything else.
Yeah, if you're a few good points above everyone else, then fair enough. You can take a point at Anfield.
But I don't think that's much will necessarily happen this season.
No, if you're in the hunt for the trophy against the likes of Spurs and City, who are looking unbelievable, then you've got to try and beat those Scousers. You know, they're not the hardest opposition you're going to be coming up against by any means. They're there to be gotten at. Their defence is shocking.
Their defence has been as shit as it's been.
Yeah.
For Tottenham to go and rip them apart at Wembley, which we haven't had the best of results at, 4-1, and I watched the game, in a way they were gifts for Tottenham. The defence is playing way too high for Liverpool at the moment, and United just didn't. And Liverpool were going for you as well. Liverpool were going for you. They were there for the taking.
Well, they had to go for us because our defensive tactics were so negative. It's like, we're just going to sit back and we'll let you play, and we'll try and soak up, all your attacks and spit them back out at you. It's that sort of thing. We weren't really trying to even counter-attack that much, I was just very disgusted with it anyway.
It was a boring game. It was an awful game for the neutral as well.
It was, but like I said, if you can get a draw at Anfield and then beat Huddersfield and everybody else you should beat, then you're in with a good shout at the title, because teams are going to slip up here and there. Look at Chelsea the other day against Palace. These things happen. This Huddersfield game, it's hopefully just a one-off blip, but you can lose against anybody, which is all the more reason why you should try and win every single game.
I do think people, well done to Huddersfield, but it is just one game. Anything can happen in one game of football. Let's see, Burnley beat Manchester United. I think it was Clive Owen in the Burnley seat at the time, and that was a massive result at the time, a massive upset.
Clive Owen, the actor.
Is it Clive Owen? It's not Clive Owen.
One from Children of Men.
Sorry. It's not Owen Coyle, sorry, not Clive Owen. I've had a man there, haven't I?
Owen Coyle, yeah.
Owen Coyle at Burnley. Oh, Swansea on the ball here. Oh, De Gea almost went to ground there.
Brilliant.
But yeah, it was Owen Coyle in it, and that was a massive. That was against Fergie
yeah.
United.
Exactly,
so,
it happens.
It's not that big a deal.
No, it's not that big a deal.
Well done, but move on.
Chelsea lost to bottom of the table Palace the other day.
There we go.
So we just got to get that behind us anyway, and
United,
and hopefully get a result in this Spurs game.
You're playing European football as well, which makes things tougher, and it's been seen. But having said that, we were against Real Madrid, drew at the Bernabeu, and then come and smash Liverpool. Tottenham are on fire at the moment. I'm loving it. I am absolutely.
I know. If you're a Spurs fan,
ready to get back in front of the screen right now. I'm a glory supporter.
Do you think Pochettino's world class?
I believe he is. He's up there with. Yeah, he's a fantastic manager, but he's not quite world class yet. I need to see him win a few.
He's got to win some stuff.
He's got to win some trophies.
But he's looking like he's, like the next coming.
Yeah, he looks like the next. He's James Bond of management, isn't he? He is. He looks like it, definitely. I was going to say something. What was I going to say?
I'll say something until you remember it. By the way, everybody who is commented right now, I'll try and read out as many as possible. Pavan Nair says, you look like Benzema with this hairdo. Well, I'll take that, to be fair.
That's all right, isn't it?
Although he is French.
People said you look like Benzema before. You've had that.
I think
you've had that before.
The usual ones I get, probably not with this hairdo. The usual ones I get are like
Hazard. Someone said Hazard.
A fat Hazard and a fat Totti. It's always preceded by the word fat, I might add. It's never just Totti. You look like Totti. You look like a fat Totti. Oh. Right, Picard Skirk has commented and said, Mourinho is and has always played with defensive strategy, not United DNA.
Interesting. Yeah, well, I can't disagree with that. United have never been...
Swansea almost just scored there. Was it Swansea?
Yeah, Swansea with a little header there.
Yeah, no, you're right. Jose Mourinho is quite a defensive manager, tactically defensive. Manchester United have always been quite a free-flowing attacking side. Certainly in the Premier League era under Alex Ferguson we were anyway.
He's better than Van Gaal, though, isn't he? Let's be honest.
100%.
He's a lot better than Van Gaal.
I'm still really happy with Jose. Whether or not he's defensive, it doesn't really matter. It's all about winning things. Look at what he did to us last year. He's come in there and he's won a treble. It wasn't the treble, but it was a treble. So 3 different trophies that he's won for us in his first season in charge with a supposed defensive mentality.
With that. Gets into the Champions League, job done, isn't it, for that first season, transitional season.
Look how many goals we scored this season. I know it's dwindled off a bit recently.
Oh, Swansea in the box.
Swansea going for it. Cleared away there.
Down. He's I didn't see too much complaining from the Swansea players there. It was mainly just the Just the shot taker there. I think it was Routledge.
Swansea with a corner.
It's a corner here.
30 minutes, 25 seconds gone. If you guys want to sync up, if you're watching along.
Lucas, the De Bruyne look-alike.
Lauren Doney comments, show the TV. You know I can't do that, Lauren.
Yeah.
Whipped in corner here from Swansea.
Got down in the box there.
Down in the box there. Is that Wilfred? Was that Wilfred Boney? Who's Swansea got up top today then?
Routledge.
Routledge with the...
Is playing.
Because they signed Boney back, didn't they? Swansea.
I believe so, yeah.
I believe they did.
Is he? He's not at West Brom, is he? No, of course he's not.
No, he was at City, wasn't he? And then I believe Swansea bought him back in the window. I could just be making that
What's
up.
happened to
Maybe I
Renato
dreamt that.
Sanchez? Is he? Can someone comment out there? Because there's obviously people out there that watch us that know more about football than us.
Renato Sanchez went
Please
to...
tell us what he's doing. He's at Swansea.
Swansea, yeah. That's it.
The team we're watching.
I still can't believe Renato Sanchez is at Swansea. That was a bit of a surprise, though. All the big clubs in the world are like, yeah, we're interested in Renato. Ends up at Swansea. He's on loan, though, yeah?
Thing is, they haven't replaced Llorente. That's the issue with Swansea at the moment. Where are the goals coming from? Llorente scored the vast majority of their goals last season, as far as I know. And that's the problem Everton have obviously had. Coman's obviously just lost his job. This is Swansea.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's why they wanted to get Boney back.
Got the ball, they need a finisher here. Someone needs to finish this.
You're absolutely right there. Llorente was class for them. You know, he did provide them with that goal threat. Who have they got now? Have they even got Boney? Was he one of the players that was rejected the last minute of the transfer window? Can't look it up, mate. I'm streaming on air.
Oh, I'll look it up. I like Clement though. I think he's a decent manager, but it's tough. It's tough being a manager, you know. But I think he held us to a draw.
Well, do you think he's up for the sack soon, then, do you?
Well, the trouble is at the moment, any of these teams in the bottom half, if they have a few bad games, and
I know, Kerman's just been sacked.
Like that, isn't it?
Do you think Kerman should have been sacked? He spent a lot of money, he's had a bad start, but if you look at their fixture list, it's a really tough start they had to the Premier League.
I think it's not just the results and how they stack up in the league at the moment. Oh, no, nothing going on, just a throw in. It's not just how they stack up sort of points wise at the moment. It's more to do with how they're playing and how badly they were playing. You know, it was well commented on how awful they've been, and just completely mismatched. Is that a word?
It is.
You know, they brought Rooney in, but you don't get Rooney in to replace Lukaku. You know, Rooney wasn't doing what Lukaku's doing for United this season, last season.
But he has scored goals for them, though.
Yes, he has scored goals for them.
Technically, they've done. You know, you could argue they've done good business.
Not a proper striker.
Sigurdsson's a good player. He cost a lot of money. That's the problem.
Again, too many number 10s and not a number 11. You know.
Yeah, number 9. You mean?
Sorry, yeah, number 9.
Getting a bit number dyslexic there.
Yeah, who's 11 then usually?
Usually a winger. You know, like Giggsy was 11, or it depends though, doesn't it? But usually Lukaku was your number 9. They're always going to miss somebody of that quality. You can see that just by what an impact he's had at United. Take that away from Everton, they're going to struggle, aren't they?
I think he needed to go. They made a decision, didn't they, Everton? They thought, well, we could just give him a few more games, but at the same time, they can't afford to keep losing, and it's just not looking right at the moment. It was time for him to go. You know, Everton usually stand by their managers as well. I mean, Koeman's actually lasted less than the vast majority, I think, if not all of their last, the Premier League managers they've had in the last decade.
Yeah.
Or a lot longer than that, because most of the decade was fucking Moisey, wasn't it?
That's it, Moisey and his freaking shocking hairdo.
Moisey could be a potential to go back to the Evertonians. I don't think they want that.
They don't want him after being betrayed.
Out there, but I don't think they want
He's done himself. If you think about it, David Moyes at one point was considered to be one of the better managers in English football.
Very much
consistently getting like 5th or 6th of Everton every year, always causing upsets, doing well, having good squads, building a good squad, good youthful squad, bringing players through, doing everything well. He's gone to United to advance his career, and all it's actually done is take him so far backwards. Because what did he do after that? He had that calamity at United, got sacked. Then did he go to Real Sociedad?
I believe so.
Had a mare, got sacked.
Mayor,
Where did he go after that?
Sunderland.
Had an absolute mare.
Who are now like second from bottom, I think, of the Championship.
Mate, that was one of the worst Premier League teams I can remember, right up there with the old Derby County side that won like 2 bloody games.
Absolutely awful.
Yeah, so he's done himself no favours, although he could get the Scotland job, which to me I think is probably about the right level. Strachan's gone.
Nah, but Strachan's a better manager than Moisey for me. You know.
But he's gone now. He stepped down.
So he's gone. But I think they should have stuck with Strachan. Because I thought Southampton, sorry, Scotland. I thought I'd done all right. Showed passion, showed fight.
Totally agree. Considering the shit that they've got.
Very much so. They had a bad start, you know, but I think Strachan was all right. It'd be interesting what Allardyce's next job is. Everybody loves Big Sam, don't they? Everybody loves Big Sam. I mean, he could pretty much take on anyone. Would have him.
They wouldn't have an Englishman in charge, surely not.
Oh, but he's got like Scottish, like
ancestry
or
Does
something.
he?
Yeah,
he better have a fair bit.
Yeah,
he better be freaking related to William Wallace or something.
The way that we PC brigaded him out of English football, right? You know, Scotland would love to have that one over us, wouldn't it?
Wasn't he taking bungs and stuff? I didn't really follow too much. He got sacked because he was agreed to take some sort of a fucking bung, didn't he?
I don't think he agreed to take a bung. I think he was just sort of...
What was he doing then? Why would they sack him? They just appointed him. We're like, nice, we've got somebody who might actually be able to sort this England team out. And they sack him because surely there's a reason. Corruption... He was filmed, wasn't he? Accepting, or at least talking about
something a bit,
some sort of dodgy deal,
yeah.
right? I can't quite remember now. But it must be a bloody good reason to go and get Gareth Southgate instead. You know
but Big Sam's all right though. He is all right. He's a good guy. He should still be in charge of England.
He's no nonsense. That's what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
They never give the job to somebody like that. Like Harry Redknapp should have got the job. Didn't give it to him. Eventually, they've given it to somebody who might actually do well with it, and then he gets a couple of weeks in the job, and they give it to that Southgate melt.
Southgate. I mean, who's in charge of the FA? Who's the boss?
Is it Greg Dyke? Is it someone?
Dyche or whatever, yeah?
I don't even know, mate.
All right, that geezer, right?
Yeah.
You know, he'd probably say to Gareth Southgate, suck my cock, and he would. You know what I mean?
He put that brown paper bag over his head as well.
I'm sorry to be so vulgar. Yeah, brown paper bag
like
as
in
well,
the old Pizza Hut advert.
I'm sorry to be so vulgar, but it's almost like that, isn't it, with the way England is? You know, it's so wet. You know,
yes,
it's ridiculous.
Man. We need a yes man. Who's the easiest yes man who might also give me a blowy secretly? Gareth Southgate. Let's get him in.
Very much so.
Oh, it looks like a hamstring pull for, was it Routledge? Olsen, I think it was. Perhaps pulled a hamstring there. Having a go off, is he? Well, so far, jobs are good and for United. We could have perhaps conceded at one point.
So Carl Norton coming off. Olsen obviously looks like he's got a bit of a limp there. Obviously Norton previously of Tottenham Hotspur. You know, decent fullback, but obviously didn't make it at Spurs. But what's your thoughts on Swansea? Do you think Swansea have what it takes to stay in the league this season?
I think they can stay in the league.
Do you fancy them as one of your relegation candidates?
I'm not so sure right now. It's very early to tell.
I mean, what you've got to say, what has happened this season so far is the promoted sides have done very well.
Yeah.
Newcastle are right there.
Absolutely.
Just got, guns blazing.
Yeah.
You've got obviously Huddersfield. It's just giant killing at the moment.
Doing well.
And Brighton have just a nice win the other day as well for them. So it's the teams that are struggling are the ones that have
Palace and Bournemouth.
We're the name of a Premier League side almost, but are just not.
I'm glad that Bournemouth won the other day against Stoke. Because that's given them a, if they'd have lost that game, they really would be in trouble there.
Very much.
Not that I really give a shit about Bournemouth, but obviously
still like them to stay in, really.
Reasonable.
I was looking this stat up to this is an interesting stat for you. I was looking this up today because out of curiosity, I wanted to see not just Premier League but top flight in the history of English football. Which clubs have been in the top flight at the time the most times?
I can answer that, mate.
Who's
I reckon number one is Everton.
Correct. Yes.
Hey!
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. And then I'm guessing Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal are up there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the big clubs are
probably
up there.
Aston Villa would have been right up there
out
up until
out
a couple
of
of
all
years
the
ago.
clubs that are currently in the Premier League, Bournemouth have appeared the least.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant. For in a way, fair play to Bournemouth.
Mate, they're a tiny club. They've got like a 12,000 seat stadium. They're actually tiny.
Isn't it? What history of Bournemouth got? Nothing. Apart from what's going on now, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. That before that, I remember, because we're from the local area, I remember going to like the bar at Dean Court back in the day, yeah? They got this memorabilia on the wall of when Bournemouth beat United in the FA Cup 5th round in like 1986 or something, whenever it was, when Harry Redknapp was the manager of Bournemouth, yeah? And it's like that was their celebrated day.
Made a DVD sort of, if they could have.
That's it. VHS.
Yeah.
Betamax.
That's it. Very much so.
But Yeah, so it's amazing what Eddie Howe's done. You know, he's took him from almost out of the Football League to, you know, obviously went to Burnley, had that stint at Burnley, come back into it, and then taken him to the Premier League. It's unbelievable, really, and then kept him there for a few seasons.
Yeah.
This is their third season, is it, in the Premier League?
Yeah, Huddersfield and Brighton have been in the top flight of football more in the history. I don't know when, though. I mean, Brighton, have they been in the top flight
they must have been.
time recently?
I mean, if you're talking about all of English history, the Premier League started in '92, so before that,
it's
who really knows?
Well, it's
like
basically like 1890s kind of when top flight sort of started.
That's it.
Really?
So there's a good chance that they were like the Chelsea of the day.
Interested to know. So interesting stuff. I'd love someone to be able to tell me the last year that someone like Brighton was in the Premier League. I love stats like that. It's just, you know, it's just interesting stuff, isn't it? Really.
It's at least got to be the 80s, because I never remember them being in since my lifetime.
Someone write in, tell us when Brighton last appeared in top flight in English football.
Let's see what anybody's got to say on that one.
Anyone got anything interesting to say that we need to be talking about? Because there's not much going on in the game, really. It's not exciting.
Hang on, I'll read a couple of comments. Donny Anessa comments and says Bilic needs to get sacked as well. What do you think about that?
It's a tough one, because I like Bilic. I think Bilic, he's a good guy. You know, good guy doesn't make a manager. Though,
oh!
That's way over.
United almost scored. It was almost that McTominay.
McTominay. What a name that is.
He's come in there from a very Palsy-Scalzi-esque position, just floating around, gets towards the box, and he's pinged it over the top of the bar, unfortunately.
Nominee McTominay.
Ballon d'Or nominee McTominay. Love it. Oh, you're a legend, mate. You do come out with some stuff, don't you? Tottenham Hotspur fan in the house, mate. Hey, Tottenham Hotspur, 1882. Who the fuck are Man United when Spurs win easy? Harry Kane will score a hat-trick.
Yes, that's it.
I am a bit worried about Kane at the moment. He's like some sort of unstoppable Terminator or whatever. They even got Alan Shearer tweeting that he's coming for him.
I mean,
you know?
Zidane's coming out